What is your favorite place you and Erin have gone together? I think it's easy because we really only been one place out of the country together, and that was Italy. So if I'm saying generally, I'll say Italy. But if we're being specific, my guess is our favorite would be the Cinque Terre and then Florence parts of that trip. So yeah. What is your favorite quality about Erin? It hasn't been the case with wedding planning as much, but I would say my favorite quality about Erin is her overall optimism and positivity about everybody and everything. She's just very enthusiastic about the things she loves, and that's definitely rubbed off on me. And I wish that I could see the world through her eyes a lot of times because she's just always so excited about what she thinks is going to happen and what could happen, and life is beautiful to her. What is Erin's favorite hangover meal? This one is tricky because in like the last year or two, she's just not able to eat eggs anymore. Like she has an allergy to eggs. Because I would have said like Waffle House, obviously, or some like greasy spoon of some kind. But you know what? When she's hungover, I think she's gonna eat eggs anyway. So I'm gonna probably be wrong here. Waffle House is the easy answer, but I'm gonna say like an egg McMuffin from McDonald's or something like that because she loves McDonald's breakfast. What was your first impression of Erin? I met Erin at a Halloween party where she had her face painted, so I couldn't really tell what she looked like. I mean, I could tell she was beautiful, but it was a party and I was really attracted to her like energy, and we just had a great conversation and we were trading jokes. And I don't know, I just felt like I had a great, rapport and back and forth with her, more so than I had ever had with anybody on a first encounter at a random party before. So yeah, she was just really funny and she was the life of the party for me. And yeah, that was definitely my first impression. What do you do that gets on Erin's nerves the most? It is certainly, I'm a bit of a hard ass about cleanliness and organization. I'm probably too OCD and clean for her. Yeah, I think she gets mad when I move her things around all the time so they look better. What does Erin do that gets on my nerves the most? It's the opposite of the answer I just gave. I wouldn't call her a slob. She's very clean and she does a lot of the deep cleaning around the house. But she's what I call a scatterer. If she like has a bag or a thing, a group of possessions, rather than like putting them where they go, they just kind of end up everywhere. And then there's flip flops and you know on the couch and a blanket in the bathroom and a hairbrush in the fridge. I don't know. That gets annoying. Rate your first date on a scale of 1 to 10. 10 would be cocky. I'm going to be realistic here. She was a 10 for me, but I'm going to give the overall date a 9 because I probably talked way too much, probably the entire time. Uh, I probably would say 80% of the talking was me, and so I'm surprised I got a second date. But I'm going to give it a 9 and deduct myself a point from that because of too much talking. Who was the first artist you saw together? This was actually our first date was a concert. Anybody who knows me knows that I'm not very spontaneous. I'm a very organized, planned, regimented person, and I was supposed to meet Erin in Athens for dinner on like a Friday, and she texted me that morning and was like, "How spontaneous are you?" And she barely knew me, so it's not like I could say, not at all. But she said, do you want to go to a concert in Charlotte? And I said, you know what? If it gets me a first date with this girl, I'll go do it. And so, yeah, we went to go see Amanda Shires, who is the wife of Jason Isbell, who's pretty popular now. I mean, he was popular then, but more popular now. And yeah, that was her first concert, was Amanda Shires outside of Charlotte. What is our favorite local dive bar in Chicago? We haven't been there in a while because I moved, but it's a layup of an answer. It's Caneen's in Rogers Park in Chicago. It was like the first sense of community we had in Chicago. It was like the first bar we walked into, and we're like, yeah, this is a cool divey spot. And then like most of our friends, basically all of our friends are, because we met a couple people at this bar, and that, led to meeting more people. And yeah, so Caneen's in Rogers Park, although it's been a minute, is hands down our favorite bar in the city. What is the most embarrassing thing you have ever witnessed Erin do? Where to begin? I, she hasn't done anything like horribly publicly embarrassing in front of me. I did witness her ask a veteran if he killed anybody in combat, which was, pretty awful. But I'm gonna go with something more recent. This is something all of you will know about. I'm like an old person putting my thumb in front of my camera. The night of her bridal shower, obviously she was so drunk at McCracken's that she got thrown out. I drove us home, probably shouldn't have, got us there. But on the way home, Erin, as I was driving down 41, rolled down the window and just started puking out the car. Got some puke on her nice $500 bridal shower dress. We got home, she laid down in the shower and fell asleep like this after, puking her guts out. And then we woke up the next morning and looked at her dad's car, the Infiniti, and there was just a nice blanket of puke down the whole passenger side of the car. So turns out she had been puking longer than I realized when I was driving, and basically just puked down the whole side of the car, just flying out as we drove by. It was awesome. And then we had to drive that car around for 2 days because all the car washes were closed because it was freezing. So yeah, that's the most recent embarrassing thing. Longest answer, sorry.